Hi, travelers. Tara here. Wow, I have had the craziest 48 hours. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Thank you, all of you people who've been hanging with me all these years. I want to welcome the new subscribers to the channel. Those of you who are just scrolling by and viewing, welcome. Um, as you guys know, I've been looking for a house. And y'all remember how stressed out I was back, was it January, back a little earlier? Well, Wednesday, I found a house. I put a bid on it. Yesterday morning at 11, my real estate agent called back and said your bid was accepted. I'm due to close July 19th. I haven't even begun to pack. I got a few things packed and I'm like, oh my God, it just so quickly. And I'm going to fess up and tell you guys something. The real reason I was so stressed out about finding the house, well, yeah, that about, looking for a house, the funding, all of those particular things, that was true. But the real stressor for me was the fact that I have Jupiter, according to my natal chart, I have Jupiter transiting my fourth house. Now, Jupiter transiting the fourth house can sometimes be an indicator of a move. All right. It's not true for everybody. But if it is true, typically what will happen, it means a bigger, better. Okay. So I found a house that's double the square foot of my apartment, and it's got a big piece, it's sitting on a big ass lot, like a half acre. Right? So, and in addition, I was looking for a space that I could use so that I could create myself an office to work out of. And I got that too. So I was stressed because Jupiter is due to leave Sagittarius, his ruling sign. I have Sagittarius on the fourth house. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That's a weird ass energy to have because the fourth house is about foundations. It is about family. It is about land. It is about property. It is about your ancestors. It is about home. What do you need to feel safe and secure? Um, how do you give out nurture and safety and security? And having Sagittarius is the sign of the wanderer. It typically represents someone who kind of doesn't put down roots. And the way this has played out in my life, my whole life, I've moved my entire life, always, whether it was through the work that my father did, and he wasn't in the military, he was a civil rights attorney. Whether it was that, I've always had different types of people coming in and out of my life. During the civil rights era, it was not we had a house known as the Freedom House, and that's where all of the transiting the literally the transiting civil rights people who were active in the civil rights movement would come and stay at our house. We had one large room in the house that had like army cots, so it was nothing for me to wake up one morning and there would be somebody from Mexico, or there would be a nun, or there would be some people from Germany, or there would be just all of these different kinds of people. So that's the kind of environment that I grew up in. And I was worried because Jupiter transits, it takes 12 years for it to transit. And if you want to find where your luck is going to be, get out your natal chart and then track the transit of what house Jupiter is going to be moving in across. What house is that for you? The next sign, whatever Jupiter changes signs, find that sign, find that house, and that's where you're going to be able to find your luck. And so I was nervous because it takes 12 years for Jupiter. It'll be another 12 years before Jupiter hits Sagittarius again. And that'll be on my fourth house, right? And I'll be, well, hell, I can't even do the math, but I might be too damn old to get a house. So that was really what was stressing me. I know you guys were hearing me say the astrology is not right. It's not right. It's not right. And then finally just clicked. Everything fell into place. In addition to that, the people who have come in to assist me with this, the real estate agent, the loan officer, the title company, my mechanic, my friends, the people who have entered in at this particular point in time are literally heaven sent. I kid you not. And I have always told you that when Jupiter is in your own sun sign, that's the year for you. It's planting seeds, right? That's the year for you to start planting those seeds for something bigger, better. The year after that, when he moves out of your sun sign, that following year is a lonely ass year. And I think I had Jupiter in my house, my sun sign of Virgo was 2016. I started my channel late 2015, right? Mid 2015, November, between July and November. I started my business. And in addition, this is also lining up with a full moon, a Mercury retrograde, and an eclipse. And this eclipse goes all the way back to 19 to 20 years. Well, guess what? I started filing for my veterans benefits in 2000. I'm just now getting those 19 years later. So when you hear me talk about eclipses and I say, anywhere from 3 months out to 6 months out to 19 years, it is a completion of a cycle. And you really don't know how that's going to play out for you. I also, talk to you guys about um, signing contracts or doing deals under a Mercury retrograde. But as I try to explain to you as well, you cannot stop what you're doing or what you have to do just because the planets are doing something wonky, right? So that's why you got that second set of eyes. You got that loan officer. You got that real estate agent. You understand what I'm saying? You got that second set of eyes, somebody else who knows what they're doing and they're going to um, come back to you. And what's so odd is we had a Mercury retrograde and an eclipse in January, right? Eclipses happen sometimes 3 times a year, but they come in pairs every 6 months and they come in pairs. And so the real estate agent and I, the first time we ever met was on Wednesday, but we've been, communicating by email and text message. And then here it is later, another eclipse cycle. And boom, I get to meet him. He shows me the house. The first house he showed me, I hated it. The second house, I was like, this is it. Write it up, you know? And so that's how things happen. You really don't know what the outcome is going to be. So if I have any advice to give any of you out there who are listening who may be struggling with something or going through a challenge or have a decision to make, just remain faithful, remain hopeful, remain determined, remain focused, keep your eye on the prize, and keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. My mom and I had a long conversation the other day. She was really speechless and very emotional about me buying a house. And but she also said to me she had to learn. My mom is in her 70s. She said she finally just realized that she's been giving away her power all of these years, and that she's been holding on to some painful things of the past, and that she needs to. Somebody introduced her to Carolyn Miss, and I've read a lot of Carolyn Miss books. As a matter of fact, I've done a course under her. And this is about learning to identify your center and your power. And the same things that I tell you guys is what I shared with my mom yesterday. Always choose in your own best interest. And understand the difference between fear, okay? Know what your ego is telling you. And that can be difficult. Not to learn to second guess yourself and to make your decisions based upon what you really feel is best for you. Does that mean that things always work out exactly the way you want? It absolutely doesn't. But again, if you remain focused and you remain determined and just keep moving, eventually you will arrive at whatever that thing is that you've been working towards. And it's kind of funny that at 53, I'm giving my mom advice and wisdom that I have. So that's kind of a funny thing too, that we kind of now switched places. And so it made me really sad that to hear my mom say that, but yet it was such a huge moment for her. And I told her, Mom, that's huge. That's so huge. And you should really be proud of the fact that you got that, right? And you get things at your own time, right? But the bottom line, like I explained to her, is that, Mom, it's really a series of choices. You can choose, even at 70 something, to get up and live in the present moment, right? And not drag all of that stuff with you from the past. It's a choice. It's a choice. And so the way that I operate, and this is what I explained to my mom, I can't change what happened in the past. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future, because the truth is I may go to sleep tonight and not wake up in the morning. So why would I really be worried about it? What I do is when I go to bed, if I wake up in the morning, that is a whole new day, the present, and I do everything that I can and I live it to the fullest. And that is all you can do. And do it with faith and focus, joy, and determination. And that can be difficult. Life can throw you some serious, serious curves. Your health becomes ill, or you lose your job, or the loved one, somebody that you love, becomes ill, or they lose their job, or you lose your home, or suddenly your car breaks down. Things happen to people, right? But the idea is to try not to let that deter you from still doing whatever it is that you need to do. Hard though it may be, confusing though it may be, frustrating though it may be, disheartening though it may be, dig down and just determine to move forward. I that's not really what I'm trying to say, but maybe it'll come to me through the reading. So with that said, that's where I am. And I want to thank you guys, website members in particular, for just kind of being patient with me. I got some crazy other upcoming stuff that's coming, moving under a Mercury retrograde. Oh my God. Yeah. But I'll just take it one step at a time. And so thank you for being patient with me. And I'm going to post up. I got some more articles coming up. I'm going to have an opportunity to sit down and do a bit of writing this weekend. And then I'll keep you updated on, when I may have to stop so I can get everything done that I need to get done so that I can actually complete the move in. And then I'll get back to business. So with that said, and all of you guys who have sent me, well wishes and prayers and hopes on finding a home, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's a lovely home. It really is. It more than I ever imagined for myself. Honestly, the idea that I'm getting a home is more than I ever imagined for myself. So, with that said, let's go ahead and lay the cards and see what messages are out there for you. Nine of Cups. Look at there, the card of hopes, wishes, and dreams. Two of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles. The Temperance card. The Three of Swords. Yes, that makes sense. The King of Wands. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely a Jupiter transit, these two cards. The Ace of Cups. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Holy smokes. And the Five of Cups. Now, I only have one court card here. a King of Wands. Now, some of you may be dealing with a fire sign male, whether you are same sex or heterosexual, if this is a romance. If this is not a romance, then this is, okay, and the fire sign is going to be Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. But this could also represent like a business man, someone who's powerful and influential, um, lots of ideas, could be outgoing, gregarious. So this might be some kind of business thing for you. But right now, some of you, I feel, are in a space where you feel as if you've lost something. Some opportunity has come to you. Everything you've ever hoped and wished and dreamed for. I think you've done it through careful moderation. I think you've been prudent. You've been both emotional and logical, but you maintain the balance. This is a 10. It's a big 10. This is the cycles of ups and downs. In a way, it even kind of speaks to me about the eclipses, and they're falling across the Gemini Sagittarius axis. If I'm not mistaken, we just had a full moon in Sagittarius. We also have Mercury going retrograde, but it's not going retrograde in any of those signs. I think it's going retrograde in Aquarius. I'm not exactly sure. But this is about the ups and the downs of life, right? Sometimes you go higher on the wheel, but once you're up, the only place you got to go is down. And when you've been down, the only way you got to go is up. I think for some of you, it's kind of in the balance, okay? I think what is interesting, I have a 1, a 2, then I have the number 3, then I have a 4, then I have a 5, then I have a 9, then I have a 10. Wow. I feel for some of you, there's a financial component to this. This card is about juggling 2 things at one time. Maybe you're trying to do 2 things at one time. Maybe you're having to work 2 jobs. Maybe you're working 2 jobs because there's something that you are planning for, that you're hoping for, that you're wanting. All right? See those ships in the back? And I think some of you have had your ups and downs with this. So that is why this card has come out. But now here's this 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles says that you have arrived at a place. After doing this, whatever this is, here you are. Okay? This talks about conserving, saving, hanging on to things. It says that you're in a good position, in a solid place, right? And now you're being tasked to hang on to those gains that you've made. Now, if this relates to the energy of sharing something with somebody, this card can also be the miser, somebody who doesn't want to share anything with you. And I always say, if people aren't willing to share their love with you, they're not going to share their possessions with you either, and vice versa. If they're not willing to share their time, their money, whatever the case may be, they ain't willing to give you no love either, okay? But to me, the 3 of Swords, for some of you, this says that whatever it was you were hoping and you're wishing for, you do not get that. We go from the 9 to the 5. That leaves me 4 cups. That can indicate indifference and boredom. So whatever this thing was, it fell through. And some of you are in a place where there is a period of emotional adjustment that's coming. This card can talk about it's an opportunity, right? to gain some new kind of emotional feeling. Sometimes this card is about catharsis. It is about letting something go. Sometimes, to me, the water coming out of that cup are like tears, just letting it all out. Here's a 6. This makes a 6 of cups. This makes a 10. So again, this tells me that there's a major change that is coming. Here it is. And maybe some of you have been kind of on the fence. You know it's been coming. You've been just trying to do what you need to do anyway and hang on to whatever it is you need to hang on. And you've been trying to just balance out so you can maintain. But that changes. It changes because it's time to change. It changes because the cycle of whatever this thing is over. And so it's changing into something new. Now, just because it's changing into something new doesn't mean it's going to be painless. Okay, there's going to be some pain with this. But look what's on the backside of those. There are those 2 cups. So just like I was advising my mom, it's a choice. You can choose to hang on to these things that you're crying over, or you can choose to let go of that so that you can move forward. Throw that cloak off, turn around, and just move it. It's a period of transition. See that bridge over there? Now, I don't know if this King of Wands was hoping or wishing for something, but maybe the circumstances have changed for him as well. I don't see any cards of communication. Sometimes aces can be about news coming in. I've seen the Ace of Cups show up when there's a brand new financial opportunity coming in. So it's not just about love and emotions. Okay, well, it's more of an emotional quality, yes, but it's not just about love, okay? What is underneath this? There's our news. There's our message. Something exciting, something that spurs you on. But it's a start of a journey. And I feel for some of you, whatever this thing is, it happened quickly. And you've been, I think, as time has been developing, you've been trying to maintain your cool about it. Does that make any sense? But here's this 3. And what's kind of odd to me are these 3 cups here. It's kind of an indication of a 3. But then the 2 cups that the angel is holding with that is a 3. These 2 with the 3 make a 5. So this could be something circular. And by circular, I mean it has come around. It's coming around again. Okay. Now, I always warn you guys that old lovers come back under a Mercury retrograde. Okay. Do be aware they're not going to stick around. This is the universe's way of testing you to find out if you're really through with this or not. But it's a choice, right? Maybe some of you are hoping to get back together with someone. The opportunity to do it all over again, but look. And I really the energy that's coming off the cards are saying that this is an opportunity for you to close out a chapter concerning whatever the situation is. Yes, it's going to be, kind of uncomfortable, maybe emotionally taxing, maybe very sad. Maybe some of you have been waiting patiently and then it doesn't work out the way that you want it to. But that doesn't mean that all hope is lost. Doesn't mean that. And sometimes when breakups happen with eclipses, if it's somebody that you really just say for instance, you just really ain't in the mood to see them and they show up out of the blue, this is your opportunity to completely eclipse them and that situation out of your life. If this happens to be a breakup that happens underneath this eclipse, do not beg. Do not question the person why. Simply let them go, whether you are the male or you're dealing with this male, okay? Let the person go. You're not going to get another opportunity to perhaps reconnect with this person for 6 years at the next eclipse, right? So don't waste your time begging the person or trying to track them down or trying to convince them to accept it, mourn it, and work on yourself. Now remember, for some of you, this could be somebody from 19 years ago showing up. With these heavy Jupiterian influences here, this could even be somebody of a different race, from across a different country, religious belief. This is the angel of healing. I get the sense that some of you even know or expect, or you've been getting a hint that this person's going to come back. Maybe you've been wishing for that. I want another opportunity. I don't know. Maybe he's wishing for another opportunity. I get a chance to travel. I can get back. I can see you. Don't know. So I only have these two major arcana cards. I can't look at those. And I can't look at the court card. And here's two court cards, actually. This is the overall. This is our advice card. And this card is about lessons and wisdom and learning, the message of going on a trip, starting something new. Yes, it could be exciting news. It could even be a love letter, okay? But it's just that. There's no promise in that. The Nine of Cups doesn't tell me anything. Whatever this thing is something, oh my God, life-changing. My real estate agent just called me. Hold on. I don't know if for some of you this was a job. Maybe there was a job that maybe you wanted to move for, you had to move for, you were saving to do this particular move. I don't know. A trip to the city. A visit to the city. See the boats heading into the cityscape there? So what I can look at is the 2, the 4, the 3, the ace, and the 5 as they relate to these two major arcana cards. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the 2 of Pentacles. And this may not necessarily just be a financial thing. This is the doing of something. Maybe you've been moving back and forth between visiting somebody, maybe homes or locations. Maybe it's a bi-coastal relationship. Make sense? Because he speaks to long distance travel sometimes too, or world travel. So let's see what the 2 of Pentacles has to tell us, if anything. Two and a 5. It implies that your energies are being scattered, leading to undue stress and confusion. Slow down, relax, and think carefully about each step you take at this time. Allow things to flow as they will and have faith. 4 of Pentacles. With the Wheel of Fortune. It brings a message that you will have success in all that you take. undertake at this time. It is a positive sign to go forth with your plans. So it's, to me, it's almost like there's been some kind of slowdown or halt, and you've been biding your time. For some of you, maybe this is just the idea that, man, that's never going to happen, or it's never going to, you know what I'm saying? And then suddenly something changes for you. Three of Swords. Let's see what this says. Nothing about the Three of Swords. Let me move to the Ace of Cups. Sometimes the aces will tell you something, sometimes they won't. I'm going to finish this out with the Five of Cups, and I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to come back, okay? Well, the Ace of Cups next to the Wheel of Fortune indicates that your financial position will be greatly improved in quick time. It also indicates that additional income or an influx of money is on the way. But whatever this thing is, yeah, it's going to change things for you. And I just get the sense that you're going to have to leave something or someone behind. You got what you hoped for and what you wished for. But is that pain of separation or the pain of the change, things changing on a grand scale for you, on a large scale for you, where you're going to, and so the question is, do I cry about what I've got to leave behind, or is it really time for me to move on? Five of Cups. It indicates that career opportunities, successful negotiations, and agreements in both your business and personal affairs will be of a personal nature, but it is imperative that you act immediately. Don't hesitate. I don't know what this is. I'll be right back. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. So the last thing I was reading was about the Wheel of Fortune with the Five of Cups. It says it indicates that career opportunities, successful negotiations, and agreements in both your personal affairs and business affairs will all be of a positive nature. So it is imperative that you act immediately. So when I say, whatever this thing is, it is an opportunity for you to let go of something old. Maybe you lose a job. Maybe you got to quit one of your jobs. I don't know. But instead of looking at it, a lot of people come to me and they get readings and they're like, oh God, my job and the people that I work with, blah, 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 blah. Or I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job. Well, if you hate that job and you lose it, that's, understandably on a realistic, on the real, I understand that that's going to affect your financial situation. I understand that. But by the same token, what are you really losing? You hate the people, you hate the job, they don't respect you, you're not being paid what you're worth, you're not giving an opportunity to advance. So what's the big deal? So sometimes even what you may mourn and think is a negative is really a positive. It is a choice. Okay. So let me see what else is here. Nothing else is here. So what I'm going to do now is I want to first see what the nature of this Three of Swords is all about. And I don't know if I want to use these cards. So just 1 second. Let me find my other. There we go. My other Sibilas. Okay. I'm going to use the Sibila. I can't think of the name of them. These cards, okay? I'm going to use these cards. And then I'm going to pull some playing cards over the top of those. I mean, it's all in how you look at it. I can honestly tell you guys, I have been in situations sometimes where, I was really dreading the situation that I was in. And then suddenly I just, either I got let go or I quit, and I was worried about it for a second, but all of a sudden it's just a new opportunity. I don't know if that does that make any sense to me? I mean, why am I, shit, I ain't never got to see none of them people again in my life if I don't ever want to. But what do I always tell you guys about? The best revenge is living well. Then the next time homeboy see you, if he fired you, you all looking fly, you got a better job, you're smiling, you're happy, you have more responsibility, better pay, whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? And you just, oh, what am I trying to say? My guides will tell me in a moment. Just hold on. Let's see what this Three of Swords is all about. Now, if this is about a breakup or somebody returning, but they don't stick around, remember why you broke up with them in the first place, right? And try to learn what that says about yourself. You are the common denominator in every single relationship that you have. Okay, that's the one constant that doesn't change. So if you can turn that around instead of, let's say this is a rejection card, be it a business or a personal relationship, somebody coming back and then they reject you again. Okay, so the first thing you do when you're rejected in any circumstances, you begin to question what is it about you that made the situation where you didn't get what you wanted out of it, or what you thought you wanted, or what you hope you wanted, right? That's very easy and very simple to do. Was I not pretty enough? Was I not thin enough, tall enough? I don't know. Was I not, I don't know, qualified enough? Was I not smart enough? Was it the way I was dressed? Was it the way that I spoke? Maybe it was my resume. All of those things go through your head. But the truth of the matter is, that can be painful and it can be difficult. But if you look at it like, okay, whatever the reason was that I didn't get whatever it was I wanted, it just wasn't meant to be for me, and there's something else out there for me, right? So if some of you have some kind of decision to make, and that's sometimes what twos can be about. Twos is a decision. I'm weighing up the options that I have, and I'm not too keen on either one of them because it's going to be painful no matter what I do. But you got to let something go. I don't know what that is for you. And this is just the thought. God, it's going to be so painful. This is just the thought of it, of having to make that choice. But the minute you make the choice and you let it go, yeah, mourn that crap a little bit, but don't waste too much time doing it, okay? It's not productive. There's something trying to happen for you, and this could also be somebody who is blocking you, because sometimes that's what twos are about: oppositions, obstacles, choices, a crossroads. So this could be you being all jacked up within yourself. You're opposed against yourself about the choices that you have to make or the thing you got to do, right? But it could also be somebody who is actively opposing you. I don't know what to tell you. So let's take a look. I just get the sense that some of you feel like you were in you landed something that you wanted. It may have been kind of discombobulated, so to speak, or juggling, or trying to do, two things at once or many things at once, and maybe a financial issue, whatever the case may be, but you were able to do it. You got to a certain place and you felt secure. You were really starting to get into it, and then boom, somebody lowers the hammer on you. Right? But oftentimes, once you come out of this Five of Cups energy, if you look back over it, it should seem like a relief to you. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but that's something that you need to think about. Victory. Now that's weird to fall over that Three of Swords. A dark-haired woman and gossip. Maybe you find out somebody's been stabbing you in the back all along. Maybe this person heard something about you and made a determination that you didn't think was fair. But if the person believed whatever that information was and you know it's not to be true, then what does that tell you about this person? That means that they never had faith in you to begin with. So why you want to waste your time with them? Maybe they come back and try to apologize to you. Maybe they realize, a lot of times that's what's happened. Sometimes you lose a job or you leave a job or you leave a relationship and then the person want to come back and tell you, oh my God, I'm so sorry for what happened, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, whatever. Don't be sad. Be happy for me because there's something better coming for me. But that's something that you have to work on yourself. Okay? Now that I've gotten that out of the way, what I want to do, I want to pull cards, playing cards on top of this, these three cards here that I just pulled. Then before I finish up, I'm going to pull cards on this King of Wands and I'm going to pull cards on this Five of Cups. Okay? But before I do that, I'm going to read to you the full meaning of the Five of Cups. So let's try to see if we can get some more information here about this. This could just simply be somebody won out over you in a victory, but they did it by gossiping about you. And the information was very hurtful. I can't believe that they said this to me, or I can't believe they said this about me, or I can't, that kind of a thing. Okay? Seven of Spades. Two of Diamonds. Now that's like another Two of Coins. Like I said, there's a financial component to this. There's the Seven of Hearts. Now there's two sevens here. Let me give you this. And I'm going to give you two separate meanings, okay? So we start with the Seven of Spades. It says this indicates a partial success. Well, there's our victory card. This can be frustrating as you will have worked long and hard and will consequently expect more in the way of the rewards that you were supposed to receive. We see it right here, but you don't get it. What you need to do is step back, reassess the situation. This is a Mercury retrograde, and no matter what planet is in retrograde, that gives you an opportunity to go back over and look at something again. Okay, so it says, step back, reassess the situation, and then move forward again in a slightly different direction. You need to reflect, think, and learn from this experience. It promises you long-term success, but only after a lengthy period of sustained effort. That's the first interpretation. Okay, I'm going to give you two interpretations. So here's the Two of Diamonds. It relates to unexpected good news concerning financial affairs. It will likely come from someone close to the client and will bring pleasure to both of you. The sum of the money involved will not be large, but will be welcome all the same. You will reap this reward because of your abilities to deal with people in a harmonious way. This is chattering. So maybe this is some kind of gossip, right? So maybe if somebody was talking bad about you behind your back, it actually turns out to be a boon for you. I don't know. Sometimes it works out that way. The Seven of Hearts. Oh, where are my hearts? Oh, I finally got me a folder to put all my stuff in. So hold on. Seven of Hearts. It is a card of disagreement. Usually a lover's quarrel. It frequently signifies a temporary altercation between two people who love each other. The period that you spend apart will be valuable, as you will both have time to think about and learn from the experience. This card says that you may have been overly trusting or naive, and you need to become more assertive and confident. And maybe even if you are female, this is that energy. You looking back over this, man, I can't believe that person said that shit about me and it caused me this. Let me go back in here and assert myself, or let me turn this around and just take what I feel for this person and get revenge by living better. Okay? Now, hold on 1 second. I said that there's some kind of financial component here. You know, I can't quite figure out what it is. Okay, that doesn't say anything. So let me give you the other meaning of these three cards. And I have 2 7s and 2 7s. There's arguments, discord, and disharmony, maybe even gossip, spying, lies. Someone that you love, and there's a financial component to this. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you about it. Now, the other meaning of this is, it says advice that is best not taken or lost. There is some obstacle to success, and that this indicates that obstacles may be coming from within you. Why? Because you're still crying over that crap. The 2 of Diamonds. It says a change in a partnership or a business partnership or relationship, but it also speaks to gossip. We see it right there. Here is the 7 of Hearts. It says someone whose interest in you is unreliable, someone with fickle affections for you, but it can also indicate love sickness. I honestly think that this is somebody, for some of you, that's returning, going to come back around underneath this Mercury retrograde. Again, please know the person's not going to stick around, or they're not supposed to stick around. Maybe this is you dumping them. You know what I'm saying? King of Wands. Let's see what this has to say. There's the 6 of Spades. There's the 3 of Diamonds. And there's the 4 of Spades. Now, before I give you the 2 interpretations for this, let me read you the full meaning of this card. This card tells of uncertainty, change, activity, and freedom. It symbolizes an emotional loss of some kind. It suggests that we can become so focused on obstacles, delays, and regrets that we miss seeing the positive in our lives. This card reflects upon the need to reorder and reevaluate your priorities. You are encouraged not to waste your energy brooding and lamenting over what is lost while looking at the many blessings that remain. And that, in effect, is this. And this represents bringing it down from the 7th dimension to the 3rd, okay? It is viewed as a card of hardship and depression, but in contrast, it is also a card of hope. The message is to count your blessings. It tells of struggles, trials, and tribulations, of sometimes grieving the loss of a friend or marriage breakup. It tells of the damage done and ask that you do not cry over spilt milk, but rather learn the lesson of the experience and look at the positives that you have. It suggests that you do not stay in the past or you will waste your life. Live in the now. The simplest message of the Five of Cups is there is no point crying over spilled milk, implying that the damage has already been done. The White Bridge, remember that? Tells of a great deal of potential and of the need to change direction. It indicates disappointments that you may find difficult to explain. It is frequently associated with marital difficulties and divorce, but tells more of disillusionment in love. A strong message is that love cannot truly flourish in an atmosphere of pretense and untruths. It suggests that it is a good time to consider a change of residence or work environment or a new beginning of some kind. It relates to the number 45 or 9 that tells of universal love and brotherhood, of completion, of selflessness, and of being the humanitarian. It brings with it great wisdom and universal love of all mankind. These energies need to be used for the upliftment and elevation of the human race. It indicates that your guidance comes from a higher source and must be used your way on the material earth plane. Not somebody else's, but your way. 5 simply mean a change, and to me this is a change in the way that you are feeling. If you have been sad and depressed and crying and mournful over something that has ended, no matter what this is, okay, it's time to change that now, right? For some of you, this says that that situation is going to change for you. You may spend some energy, some time in this energy, but it's a choice how long you choose to stay in that energy. And sometimes that is just getting up and making the decision to feel a different way. Okay? Now, I want to pull, actually, I'm going to pull 3 cards on this. And actually, I'm going to use Sabila's on this 5 of Cups. And then I'm going to pull 3 plain cards on top of those. And we will go from there. Okay? Now, I want you to formulate a question for both the romance angel and the angel answer. Let's see what they have to say here. The Casa, the Giovani Fanciulla, and the Donna de Servizio. Now, 2 things. This is some kind of breakup or loss of, I don't know, residence. Maybe this is about moving for you. It also tells me that there is a third party involved with this 3. But that, in a way, this is really something positive for you. You can actually take this situation to reground yourself, reorient yourself. Sometimes to me, this card shows up like the 9 of Pentacles lady, right? Just staying grounded and doing what you need to do. Eventually, you're going to come out of this, okay? Now, I want to pull 3 cards on top of this, and then we're going to read what they all say. Nine of Wands, or Clubs, 4 of Clubs, Ace of Spades. Now, this is a very important card. Let's look at these. It says it's a time of patient waiting. You will want to progress with your goals, but instead you are simply marking time. It can indicate ill health for yourself or someone close to you. It says that the best way to handle this situation until the necessary changes occur is to become involved with other interests, especially home and family matters, until this time of waiting is over. Three of Diamonds. It relates to communications concerned with money. These are likely to be legal papers, a contract, or perhaps a will. The outcome of this communication will be determined by the card to the right. That's our 4 right there. Okay? It says the outcome will be delayed and will not bring as much satisfaction as you wished. What am I looking at? The 4 of Spades. Peace, quiet, and contemplation and healing. This is what it represents. In effect, a rest after a period of difficulty or hard work. It allows you time to regain energy and to work out where to go from here. This pause will be brief but valuable. You know why? Because you're going to have to move quite quickly. Something else is going to be coming in, being offered to you. That's what that says. 9 of Clubs. Traditionally, these are associated with work. It represents feelings of satisfaction and contentment. You will be achieving your goals and will be happy with the progress made thus far. You will be particularly pleased that this success has come about without hurting others. You will start to look for exciting new challenges that will stretch you further than even before. You will also enjoy working with and being part of group activities, often in a counseling or supportive role. With the 4 of Clubs. It says that you will receive help from others whenever it is needed. You work hard and are sometimes reluctant to ask for help from others. It shows that you are a good friend and you are probably not aware of the high esteem in which you are held by others. You find it hard to express your emotions, and that's what this could be. Okay? That's what that says. And here's the Ace of Spades. Now, this is a tricky card. It is the most powerful card in the playing card deck. And it represents difficulties. Let's see. It has received a bad reputation over the years because it is considered to be a prediction of death or disaster. It represents great force and energy. In effect, you've got 2 aces here. See that? Whatever this new thing is, it may be very painful for you to let go, but it's also going to be an extremely new opportunity for you to start over. It says, if this card is used positively, this energy can help you accomplish great things. But if it is negative, it can easily destroy or harm. It means that there are changes in store and that you need to think carefully before acting. If you do it out of a pure heart, the outcome will be a happy one. This card also represents that it is a sign that you possess great power and should use it wisely. The person will often have leadership skills and the potential to sway and influence others, but you may also be rigid, stubborn, and hard to get along with. Now, that's one of the meanings. Let's get to the second one. We start with the 6 of Spades. This says that there are small changes and improvements. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've often seen this card show up when there's some kind of separation or breakup coming, whether it's business, personal, even familial. Okay? Maybe there's a fight with you and a family member. Here's the 3 of Diamonds. It says a legal letter. So be tactful with others in order to avoid disputes. With the 4 of Spades, it says small worries, financial difficulties, and problems and personal lows. 9 of Clubs, achievement, sometimes a wealthy marriage or a sudden windfall. But we see this mourning that loss over that. With the Four of Clubs, it says, beware of dishonesty or deceit and avoid blind acceptance of others at this time, because here is the Eight of Spades. It says misfortune, sometimes associated with death or more often a difficult ending. Whatever this thing is, we see that it ends. But it's, again, as I keep trying to stress, it is not the end all to be all. And I think the way that you formulate your thoughts about this particular situation is really going to have a huge impact upon your emotions. And we know that there's that mind-body connection. Now, I want to pull one romance angel and one angel answer card. And what I'm going to do is pull a romance angel card first. So formulate your question. And the reason why this reading is so long today is because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back to you. Oh my God, I need to start working on the July readings. Or have I already posted those? I don't even know. So I'll start working on those, website members. It's going to be a little bit at a time, so bear with me. This is June, isn't it? Oh my God. Ready? Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Angel answer. Formulate your question. It's funny. See the way her scarf is blowing in that? It reminds me of the World card. It's like a bow, but it kind of also looks like a number 9. I don't know if that number is, if that number means anything to you. Remember, because the 5 of Cups equals to a 9. All right, here we go. It just says success. And that's like the Sun card. So I don't know if maybe some of you have been, going through a divorce or separation or some kind of business thing that's, maybe been dragging out, taking a long time. Maybe you're depressed, it hasn't moved fast, or maybe you're not getting everything that you want, but, sometimes you just got to take and then move on. I know that sounds crappy, but, it's true. Children. The romance angel sent you this card because children are a significant factor in your love life. Either you want them, or you or your partner have kids who are influencing your love life. This is a factor to consider when you desire to improve your romantic future. The angels honor and support all expressions of love. That's that 9 card. Remember? And they're willing and able to help you with any issue concerning children. But in addition, this card can sometimes signify that your or your partner's inner child is affecting your relationship. This may mean that there's a need for playfulness or a lighthearted spirit, or it could signal that it is time to heal a childhood emotional wound. The loving nature of your inner child and children in general is supportive of healing work, especially when its intention is to bring in more love. Now, here is the success card. And I really, really like that success card coming out at the end because it's almost like the sun card. Congratulations. You are on the road to success. You needn't have any reservations about your situation as it is going to work out beautifully. Part of living a successful life is taking care of yourself. It is wonderful to have many things to be grateful for, but make sure you don't wear yourself down by working too hard. Take time to enjoy peace in your life. And I just think that whatever this thing is, it's going to, once it is over and done, even if it doesn't work out exactly the way that you think it should or that you had hoped for, it's really an opportunity for you to release all of that negativity. All right, let go of the past and look forward to something new and better. I'm telling you, Jupiter brings bigger, better. Bigger, better. So until next time, I hope those messages helped. And namaste.